Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a family is livid after coming home Monday evening to find their dog had been shot with an arrow.
And Disabled American Veterans, or DAV, donate their time to honor those who served, but someone made that mission harder for some in Floyd County.
Plus, being a victim of violence is something only so many can understand, but a record amount of funding is helping organizations reach out to those struggling to move on.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 6:33 on October 31st. I'm Madison Pergram.
And I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning on this Thursday.
On this Halloween. Happy Halloween for everybody. So you got a favorite candy that if you could
Reese's
pick
Cups.
Oh, that's mine, or Hershey Kisses. Well, let's go to Brandon Robinson. Brandon, do you have a favorite candy?
Reese's Cups all the way. And
But now we know what people need to bring us tomorrow.
exactly. There you go. Just bring them on in. The pumpkins are good too, so bring those to us. All right, let's take a look at the forecast for this Halloween. It's not looking great right now. Hopefully it'll look better later. Rain coming down across most of the area, more moving in here, so it's going to be an increase in coverage throughout the day. Just kind of keep the rain gear handy. Buffalo Mountain quiet for now here in Perry County. McKee has seen some rain a little bit earlier, maybe just a touch of fog there at times, so be aware of that as you travel. Watch out for wet roads and leaves on the roads, especially if they're wet, because that could make it even more slick. 61 in Williamsburg to 69 in Harlan. Temperatures climbing this morning instead of falling ahead of the cold front as southwest wind comes into play. A soggy Halloween for most of it anyway. Models differing on when the rain will end. A freeze warning goes into effect tonight as skies clear, but a sunny and cooler weekend is on the way. We'll talk more about all that here in just a little bit. Madison?
Thank you, Brandon. Well, those searching for a missing Southern Kentucky woman could be getting some help.
Yeah, police in Pulaski County say an out-of-state crew will be looking for Leanna Brumley. The young woman disappeared last spring.
WYMT's Phil Pendleton has an update on the case.
I'm standing off of Kentucky Highway 1676, which is in northwestern Pulaski County. This is the area where Leanna Brumley was last seen, and a search crew from out of state could soon begin looking for her based on tips received by the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office. It has been a mystery in the Science Hill area of what happened to Leanna Brumley.
Just kind of sit around and hold each other and cry and just keep praying that she's going to come home.
We spoke to her mother in June, and now more than 5 months later, they still don't know where she is. But there could be some high-profile help coming.
Up. See, high five.
Tony Wade with the Cajun Coast K-9 crew says they have discussed the Brumley case and are in Kentucky studying several possible searches for missing persons. Wade's crew has drawn some nationwide attention and was used in the search for Savannah Spurlock last winter. And police have stated that they do believe that Leanna Brumley's disappearance was the result of foul play. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Now, the person of interest arrested on unrelated charges, Corky Hendricks, remains in the Pulaski County Jail under no bond. Police say Hendricks is expected to face additional charges.
And in Clay County, a woman is accused of stealing a wallet. Deputies say Penny Smith stole an employee's wallet while she was waiting to be seen at Daniel Boone Community Action Agency. Deputies found her at Walmart. They say she appeared to be under the influence. She is facing theft, possession, and public intoxication charges.
And a DAV chapter in Floyd County now has a little extra to worry about as they prepare for the days ahead.
WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about an ongoing theft investigation in Floyd County.
Disabled American veterans donate their time to honor those who served.
Our best thing that we do, we think, is the military funerals.
But someone made that mission harder for Chapter 128 in Floyd County.
When you got a van to haul your stuff, it makes it pretty rough.
Thieves cut the catalytic converter from the DAV's transport van.
And it's a shame that they'd do that.
Ultimately cutting into the limited outreach funds of the organization.
They operate solely on donations.
Those donations often come with a lot of work.
We have to go out on them roadblocks like that, stand out there and maybe raining or hot, and take that money up.
And now the DAV is out $2,000 to fix the van.
We got a big lot of stuff for next week, and we're hoping we get that van back running because we've got to haul a lot of stuff.
And hoping for the community's help in identifying whoever damaged the vehicle.
If anybody would has any information, they can call the sheriff tip line or call the sheriff's office.
As they move forward,
For a soldier, you know, that's his last ride. That's the last thing you can do for him.
with their mission of honoring veterans. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Anyone with information can call the tip line at 606-949-2020.
And a family is looking for answers after the family dog was shot with an arrow. It happened Monday night at Wilma Cordell's home on Bear Branch in Lawrence County. Cordell knew something was wrong because her dog Gypsy did not greet her at the driveway. She then discovered a trail of blood leading under her home, and Cordell says the dog is lucky the arrow did not rupture her lung.
It's very sick. They don't have no respect for nobody's animals, and how would they like somebody to do them that way?
Gypsy went through surgery on Tuesday and is expected to be okay. The dog was cleared to come home yesterday. And the Lawrence County Constable says another neighbor in the area reported their dog missing, and they are hoping the cases are not connected.
Well, Dawan Malazam was sentenced yesterday in Lexington. A jury found him guilty in the 2014 murder and robbery of Marine Jonathan Price. The jury spent Wednesday listening to family members of the now convicted murderer. Malazam, only speaking up once, directed his emotions to his niece. Prosecutors ended their weeks-long argument with the jury, painting a picture of what Price's family has been through the past 5 years.
The Price family feel. They can't call Jonathan on the phone. They can't email him. They can't go visit him except in a graveyard.
3 hours later, the jury returned from deliberations and handed down their recommended sentence, the jury fixing the defendant's punishment of life in prison without parole.
Being a victim of violence is something only so many can understand, and moving past that trauma can feel nearly impossible.
But a record amount of funding is helping organizations reach out to those struggling to move on. Krista Frost has more on how this funding will help victims.
$37.9 million. It's a record amount of funding going toward VOCA programs designed to help those who are victims to a variety of crimes.
I don't know that I've ever seen quite the number of heroes in one room, folks who on a daily basis work in the trenches with those who have suffered some of the most unspeakable acts.
Organizations like the Children's Advocacy Center of the Bluegrass and the Merriman Domestic Violence Center, they're just two of the 135 programs that help victims of crime and receive funding through VOCA, or Victims of Crime Act, an act created to give money collected from fines and other fees to those helping victims. Every year, a large number of those 135 organizations apply to receive that money, but only so many are rewarded some of those funds. Wynn Stevens works with the Children's Advocacy Center for the Bluegrass. He's one of many who talked about how the funding this program receives has helped provide resources to children and their families, and has also allowed the program to help more children get that kind of help.
In 2014, the Children's Advocacy Center of the Bluegrass saw 626 children. Just 5 years later, in 2019, we saw over 1,000. The only way we have been able to respond to that 60% increase in our services has been through the Victims of Crime Act funding that we have received.
Priority to receive those grants goes to those who are helping victims of domestic violence, sexual abuse, and child abuse. Now, leaders say that they reorganized the process of collecting those funds and fees in order to make the most of the money that's available. We're now reporting in Frankfort, Krista Frost, WKYT.
Of the 135 organizations, priority is given to those who help domestic violence, sexual abuse, and child abuse victims.
Forecast stays soggy for today, at least about the first half of the day. Things will start to clear out a little bit later tonight. It all depends on when at this point. Temperatures climbing. 69 now Harlan, 68 Logan, 66 London, and 67 in Pikeville and Prestonsburg. Your out the door forecast today is going to feature rain off and on throughout the day, and temperatures that will slide as the cold front actually gets into the mountains. The rain could be heavy at times and winds could be stout. So after a soggy Halloween, we'll see sunny and chilly conditions on the emoji cast for tomorrow. And Saturday, still sunny, but looking better with a little bit warmer temperatures. Still cool, though.
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning.
Here's a look at what's coming up.
A historic Halloween in Washington, D.C. as the House votes on a resolution that formalizes the rules for the impeachment inquiry against President Trump.